Hello, sisters. I have a channeled message for you guys today. So, the first thing that came through was life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's something my brother used to say all the time. So, my brother died in 2016. He was 32. He was my best friend in the whole life. Um, and he went through this huge transformation just a couple of years before he died, actually. And life begins at the end of your comfort zone was like one of his favorite things to say. Like you got to get uncomfortable to grow, right? If you're comfortable, you're cooked. You're not growing, you're cooked. So it's time to get uncomfortable. Okay, okay, you got this. And then the other one was resistance is futile, like the Borg from Star Trek. So you may as well enjoy the and enjoy the ride is another thing that my brother used to say all the time. When he died, I went through his Instagram to help make the slideshow for his funeral, and almost every picture on his Instagram was tagged with "Enjoy the ride," which I thought was amazing. Like so amazing. I got it tattooed on my body. I don't know how to do the camera so that you guys can see it. Anyway, enjoy the ride. And then I got three. One for him, one for me, and one for his sister. Um, but like you change is going to happen, right? It has to happen. You have to get out of your comfort zone if you want to grow, right? Like all of that has to happen. But you get to choose whether to enjoy it or whether to be miserable. Like whichever one you choose, that's what you're gonna get. Like you might as well enjoy the ride. So I pulled some cards to kind of get some clarity on those things. Those are like words that I live by, right? Those are everyday words. So what is coming up that makes those words more applicable right now to the collective than every other? Um, and the first card I pulled was the Fool. The Fool is spontaneity, innocence, leaving the nest, starting a new journey, getting uncomfortable. um, and then we have the Daughter of Cups again, right? We are in hardcore Page of Cups energy around here. Um, so it's creativity, embracing your emotions. Oh, that's not the Daughter of Cups, it's the Daughter of Pens. I got them out of order. I tell you what, I am off of my routine today. I am off of my everything. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I am neurodivergent. I'm autistic and ADHD. Last night, my son had a band concert and it was fun. It was nice. I was glad I got to go. I saw one of my friends like that I really only ever see at the band concerts. Um, but but I was not on my routine. And I have to be on my routine. Like if I get off my routine, everything is discombobulated. That's just like I like to deny that I need a routine, right? I like to be like, I love to be spontaneous and I do love to be spontaneous, but I have to plan to be off of my routine. And the plans have to go to plan. Like if the plans don't go to plan when I'm off of my routine, like if I'm just winging it through life, I'm going to forget something. You know what I forgot last night? I left my keys in my partner's car. Yeah, because, things were supposed to go one way, they went another way. And so, like, I had to come back and get him to take him to the concert. And I didn't have pockets because it was warm outside. So I was wearing a skirt. Like, I didn't plan to be off my routine. And then today, when it was time to take my son to school, guess who didn't have her car keys? Guess who that was? Because it was me. It was absolutely me. Had to call my ex-husband to come and take my kid to school. Had to cancel being at my aunt's appointment. Like I go to my aunt's doctor appointments with her and stuff. And I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't do the things that I like now. That was good because I was supposed to record this yesterday and I didn't, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like being off my routine screwed me up and then the universe corrected course and was like, okay. Well, since you decided to be busy yesterday, since you didn't do the things that you planned on doing, let me just go ahead and use your neurodivergence to give you a day at home so that you can record, so that you can do the laundry you've been putting off for 5 days, ma'am, ma'am. So, like, if you're feeling like a hot mess express, please know it's all of us. It's all of us. Also, big confirmation, if you are a routine dependent neurodivergent person, you probably belong here, right? That's most of us. So, anyway, that was an absolute tangent because I had my cards out of order. Um, this is the Daughter of Cups. You see, she's just swimming her own little way. She's going down her own little path. And again, this is a card that we've been pulling in this collective. We're embracing our emotions. We're learning how to feel our feelings. It's uncomfortable. It sure is. But we're learning how to do it anyway. You got this. You can do it. Um, and then I love how the reflection is a rainbow. We're gonna get into that too because there's so many rainbows in our pool. Um, then we have the Daughter of Cups, right? This is a yearling, spring, new birth, new growth. A very on theme for the message and the pool so far. But and another rainbow. Um, the Page or Daughter of Pentacles though also is responsible, kind, supportive. And I believe in this context, it's of self, right? This is a self-care. Um, I don't want to say, but like this is call to. There's the word I'm looking for. Call, this is like a call to self-care, being responsible to self. Like I definitely wanted to beat myself up over forgetting my keys in his car, right? Like that is definitely something like I did not want to be responsible or kind or supportive to myself. Like my inclination was the opposite of that. Tell you guys that somebody does not want you to get this message. Believe me, in the middle of talking just now, I had to pause because my partner was calling me about those keys I found. Okay, so Daughter of Pentacles, self care, right? Call to self care, call to taking care of yourself through this new journey, through this, you know, creativity, feeling of feelings. God, feeling of feelings. Okay, but then the next stop is the magician, is manifestation, is bringing this mastery of all of the elements into your new life, right? Like it's so cliche. You know, everybody gets on here reading cards, talking about new life, new life, new life, new life. But that is what's happening. Like we are being called to participate in a rebirth of the planet, essentially, like of the way that life is done. The way that we do that is by, you hear my clock confirming, um, is by being true to ourselves, is by, taking on this new role, this new way of being that's outside of the matrix. So, magician, self empowerment, right? Like, we do not need other people's validation. We do not need the world as a, that's another thing. So, I was raised in the 90s Christian church, like Protestant Christian church. Um, and there was all of this talk about the world, the world, the world, the world, right? The world is so terrible. Um, I'm not going to say the world is so terrible, but I am going to say like being in the matrix is not good. It's not good for our souls. we, if you are resonating with any of my messaging, um, being in the matrix or the world is going to be bad for your soul. It is going to make you ill. Um, so we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is the solid foundation, right? Like this teamwork down here. This and it's fire, water, earth kind of, or I'm sorry, fire, water, air, holding up the mountain, right? Holding up the earth. And if you look really close, we have more rainbow. Um, but it's that teamwork of the elements, kind of in the same vein as the magician, that lays the ground for whatever your purpose, whatever your calling is. Like we all have a purpose and a calling. Some of us it's to speak, right? Some of us it's to create music or to create art of some kind. Um, some of us it's something completely else. I don't know. But what I do know is that when you are in your purpose and you are getting all of the elements, in balance, you're holding up mountains, right? Like you're literally holding up the earth. Hmm. So then we have the Daughter of Wands. She is a passionate visionary. The Daughter of Wands or Page of Wands. This is this is magic, right? This is literal magic. But like once you have that solid foundation, calling in the fire is easy. And then we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is very much a we're leaving this strife, all of this conflict, all of these hard times down here, and we're rising. Another rainbow, another rainbow. Um, so there are a lot of indigenous cultures though that see the rainbow as the path to the spirit world, right? So there's our physical world on one side of the rainbow, and then there's the spirit world on the other side of the rainbow. Um, but it's like us taking that journey across, right? We're leaving this behind and crossing over into our purpose, crossing over into a new timeline, if you will. With fortune, destiny, change of course, right? Like we were doing things one way and now the wheel has turned and it's time to do things another way. And more boring. And then at the end of the pre-poll, I have this sort of, I don't want to call it a warning, but it's a little bit of a warning. The Seven of Cups is it's like a card of disillusionment. So it's definitely a warning to be aware of disillusionment or delusion or like staying grounded in reality and staying focused on the cups that are full and not, how do I say, not focusing on, not giving too much importance to the ones that are not full, right? When we dwell on the negative, that's what we call in. When we dwell on the things that are going bad, that's what we call in. So it's really a call to not dwell on disillusionment or negativity. Makes sense. I think it does. Um, so 5 of our 9 pre-pool cards had rainbow imagery, and that is a promise of hope, right? That is good things are coming. That is, the hard times are over and the good is coming in, which is exciting. You know what? I was gonna talk about how that relates to like the ark story from the Bible, but just I do not like to be giving Yahweh those kinds of props and that kind of attention. Um, so I don't. You've probably noticed that the name of this channel is Hija Muerta, and that means daughter of death, literally in Spanish. Um, because my deity is La Muerta. Um, all practices are welcome. right? I absolutely I am polytheistic myself. Um, I what you see behind me is my altar to Santa Marta, but right, and there's skulls all over my house. Like, might be a little, but I also pray to Aphrodite. I also pray to Artemis. And these mostly goddesses, but um, all deities are welcome. Even Yahweh, or even followers of Yahweh are welcome. I don't understand what y'all see in him, but you're still welcome. So anyway, I don't know where that came from. Maybe somebody needed to hear. But personally, myself though, again, polytheistic, right? I am a big believer in that all of the deities have their place in the wheel, right? So good. No, in reality, like they all have their they all have their place. They all have their role to play, right? Like they all have their part in this, just like we do, right? It's no different than each of us. Like every deity is necessary, just like every human is necessary. See, I know I'm distracted now, and now I've dropped a card. I cannot. Hold on a second, guys. Well, I'm glad that I bent down. Like I had to move everything to be able to reach it. I'm glad I went to get it because it is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, that is telling me we're coming out of this Five of Swords energy. So one thing that's really interesting to me about the Five of Swords, especially in this deck, is it's like a false danger. If you look, like Eve is in danger. She is in peril. She only sees the swords. But it's almost like he is orchestrating it, right? Like he's like, hold off, guys. It's a little too realistic. Hold off, guys. You're getting a little too close. Like it's the illusion of danger more than it is actual danger. And maybe this is what the Seven of Cups is telling us to be aware of. Like, don't be focused on all of these swords. This isn't real danger. This is orchestrated danger to keep you in your lack mindset. This is orchestrated to keep you in the matrix, in your lack, in your poverty, in your, I have to be shady to get ahead kind of mindset. Like that is what this is for. This is for keeping you scared to keep you in control, to keep you in the system, to keep you doing the things that keep the wheels of the machine turning. Like we are safe to walk away from this. It's not real. These swords are not following you. Like these swords are not actually going to hurt you. It's a show to keep you afraid. And you don't have to fall for that show anymore. Like you don't have to be afraid of those swords anymore. It's like if she were to turn around and just see that he is keeping the illusion of danger going, then all of a sudden she's not scared anymore, right? She's like, "Oh, this is the show." Like that's where we are. It's like that 7 of cups is telling us like turn around, look and see. This isn't real danger. Like this is not coming for you. You are absolutely safe to come out of that lack poverty mindset. You are absolutely safe to walk away from the machine. Is a good clarification. I'm like, oh, I had a partner who was a real cheaty, really embraced that devil energy. And I was not mentally at all and being heavily gaslit on a daily basis. And I was doing card pulls to like try to figure out what is reality here. And I was constantly getting this. constantly. And he would be trying to tell me, like, no, that's not what it means. No, you don't have any idea what you're seeing. No, your intuition is all wrong. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who does that to you does not have your best interest at heart. They are actively trying to hurt you. Like, that is somebody to be afraid of. That is somebody to run from with a quickness. Oh, because why? They're chasing away your pentacles. They, as long as you have this in your life, as long as you are held on to this, attached to this, like it literally like is chasing. Wait, hold on, let me get them this way. Right, like it's chasing your money. Okay. There's a puppet We are meant to be prosperous. If you are watching this and this message has found you and you are a part of my collective, you are meant for prosperity. You are meant for abundance. You are meant for wealth. And again, I know it's so cliche. Every tarot reader says it, but every tarot reader says it because that is what's coming in for the spiritual community. Now, I don't want to say the spiritual community. It's what's meant for everybody. Like, you have to get out of the machine, you have to get out of the matrix to get there. But it's what's meant for all of us. It's what the universe is not designed for, like, how do I, nobody is intended for poverty. Nobody is intended for pain. These are things that are man made to strip the abundance and wealth from everyone to fill the coffers of a few. And that is not the way that life is most prosperous. Like, I know it sounds like I'm speaking out against billionaires, and I guess I probably am. But like that's not the way that any of this was meant to be. That we are not supposed to have to like walk on this path of be careful where you step. It could blow up in your face at any minute. Like this is not how people were meant to live. Um, and it is the way that we live because it is the machine that's been built around us, but it's not. I mean, some people would say it's not what God intended. I believe in multiple gods. It's definitely not what our mother intended. So I believe that the feminine ultimate deity, not ultimate. I'm not wording this very well, but like the feminine high deep. Uh, because if you, okay, I'm getting off topic here, but I think I can. If you look at most ancient polytheistic religions, you have a sort of hierarchy when it comes to the pantheon. And at the top of the hierarchy, there is a feminine deity and a masculine deity. Monotheism has gotten rid of the feminine deity. And so now we just have this masculine deity who is not balanced, is not checked, and does not have the children's best interest at right. Like it becomes an abusive father situation. I believe that La Muerta is our mother. Like that's how I view her. That's how I speak of her. And I would say our mother does not intend for us to be in the kind of system and society that we, especially if you're in the Western Hemisphere. Um, but like that's, I think that's why you hear a lot of spiritual teachers saying things that sound so cliche, that sound so, well, but that's not for me though. But it is. But it is for you. And it doesn't matter if I'm saying it or some other teacher is saying it. Like it is for you. It's for all of us. Um, whether you agree with most of the things I'm saying or not is, and the way to get there is to step out of the matrix, right? Like that seven of cups really wants to tempt you to stay in that, to focus on the delusion, to focus on um, all of the all of the scary things that can happen from stepping out, and it wants you to, focus on the delusion of, but I can be wealthy, I can be successful, I can, live my dreams, I can be free by playing the game, and you can't. That the game is the game is not that. And by us, I mean humans that are not demons. If the game is working for someone, they probably are a pretty evil someone because there's no way to play the game well enough with any amount of integrity that will lead to winning. Oh, well, that was very different from the way we started, wasn't it? Well, I guess maybe not. It feels disjointed to me, but it's not because that is uncomfortable. That is the, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. That's the discomfort that it's time to embrace is stepping out of the matrix and embracing your true identity and embracing your true purpose, which again is what every tarot reader on the internet is saying. And they're all like, okay, well, I love you. You know what? Let me go ahead and close this with affirmations that I wrote for our pre cards. So, our affirmations, um, specifically related to the Fool. I embrace an uncharted course with a curious heart and fearless spirit. Again, I embrace an uncharted course with a curious heart and fearless spirit. For the Page or Daughter of Cups, I trust my inner voice and express myself authentically. I trust my inner voice and express myself authentically. That was expressing herself using her voice. For the Page of Pentacles, with persistence and an open heart, I create the life I envision. Again, with persistence and an open heart, I create the life I envision. My inner magic makes dreams real. With every step, I align with wealth and fulfillment, which is meant for all of us. I open my soul to the magic of new adventures. My vision is clear and my spirit is anchored in divine wisdom. And I trust in the process of renewal, giving myself room to breathe, heal, and reconnect to self. All right, my lovelies. I am going to go ahead and get off of here. It is time in the evening to be doing lots of things. All right. I love you so much. Oh, I forgot to tell you who I am. If you're new here, my name is Sissy. I am your spiritual big sister. Um, I am your cheerleader. I am your support for all things growth and change. I'm always, always preaching detachment and release to bring in the good things that are meant for you because good things are meant for you. And They're on their way. There is. All right. I love you, and I'll see you next time.